different roles available to us. And see right here, we can maximize this. You have roles. These are the roles already installed on the server. You have features as well. Some other configurations here for the server itself. So I'm gonna go down here, scroll down a bit. I'm going to add roles. Click on add roles. We're gonna skip this step, which is basically just some configuration suggestion, so that we have a strong password, network settings such as IP address are configured and everything before we actually promote our server. So that is already done, so we're gonna click next. And here now we're gonna select Active Directory Domain Services from the checklist. These are the other things that you're gonna actually do on this server. So now we're gonna just select Active Directory Domain Services. We're gonna click next. There's some guidelines here, so we're just gonna click next here again, and we'll click install. The Active Directory has been installed. What they're telling us here is that once we close this, we then need to run DC promo exe in order for the Active Directory services to actually take effect on this server. So we're gonna close this. You can see here it's X'd out because it hasn't actually been promoted yet, so we need to now promote it. So just minimize this and we're gonna start command prompt. Type DC promo. What this is doing now is checking if Active Directory services binaries are installed, and that is what we just did. So once that has been done, this little wizard will then come up. So pull this wizard more center, close off, command prompt now. Okay. Now this wizard is going to walk us through actually setting up Active Directory on this server. For this installation, I'm not going to use the advanced installation mode, so I'm going to hit next. And this is just telling us a bit about Active Directory and its functions and stuff. So you're just going to hit next here again. Okay, now here they ask us whether we want to be part of an existing forest or we want to create a new domain in a new forest. We don't have a forest as yet, so we're going to choose selection, create a new domain in a new forest. Click next. We need to now name our forest. So I'm going to name my forest mydomain.com. So name my forest, I click next. And this is now checking to see whether or not this forest actually exists, but since it doesn't, it should come up as a legit forest. Right, now forest functional level, what this is basically is, this is whether or not I have Windows Server 2000, Windows Server 2003 connected on my network. If I do, I would have to choose the lowest level of the Windows Server version that I have on my network. But the lowest version I have is 2008, so I would select Windows Server 2008. As you see here, Forest does not provide any features with the Windows Server 2003 function level. Alright, so I'm gonna just click next now that I've selected my functional level. And this here is giving us the option to install DNS server automatically by default. So I'm just gonna leave that. Click next. I'm just gonna select yes. And these are where my files will be saved once my server has taken effect. So I'm gonna click next again. Now I need to create a password. So I'm gonna use the same password that I had before. And click next. And this here now is a summary of the wizard I just did. See, everything has been installed. And I'm going to hit next. Now it needs to actually start installing. And I'm going to take the option to reboot upon completion. once the wizard has installed the Active Directory services on the server, it will reboot. Okay, so we're back. Our server has rebooted, so I'm just gonna log back in now. Right. So let's apply my settings and okay. So now we're gonna go into our start menu here. I'm gonna click on administrative tools. Delete administrative tools, directory, Active Directory, users and computers. And you see that the domain we created while setting up Active Directory, mydomain.com, was added. So this is the domain I created here. So maximize this a bit. You'll see that we have some other features here, the computers. Maximize that and see what it looks like. We don't have any computers in the domain controllers, which would be Server 2008, this computer that we're actually on. For security and settlement users. Okay, so the users this here is a list that was generated by default when setting up the Active Directory. So you have the administrator, that goes in here. Now, what if we wanted to add a user to this domain? What we do is, let's say we wanted to add our XP client to this domain. We right click on users, and we see here a list of things you can actually do. And we would select new and add computer. Now it's asking for the computer name. So you say client XP, because that's the name of the computer I want to add, and we click OK. And you see here client XP has been added to the list of users and computers here. Now if you want to actually join client XP, you will have to go into the XP machine itself and set that up. So what I'll do is I'll just minimize this for a bit. Minimize this as well. I'm going to bring up my XP machine. So here we have Windows XP now. And what I'll do is I'll click on the start menu, my computer. I'm going to just right click on my computer there. Okay, properties, computer name, and here you see to rename this computer join to open, click change. So I'm going to hit change, and right now this computer is in a work group, but I want to join it to mydomain.com. So what I'm going to do is click on domain. I'm going to enter the name of the domain, which is mydomain.com, and hit OK. And this little message here is asking me to, so I'm going to just administrator, enter the administrator, and my password. Welcome to mydomain.com domain. So I've been added to the domain, and I need to restart this computer for this change to take effect. So I hit OK and restart. Let's close this over at that level. Let's go back into our server for a bit. Right click on put together our network sharing center here. So why is it coming up? Network sharing center. essentially this here should be saying mydomain.com, but what I think is that I probably need to restart my computer for that to actually show up. If I refresh it, it should show up as well. Because it's now part of that link. So I just click here. My network table, you now see that server 2008 computer is no longer saying work group, it's saying my domain. And essentially what should happen is when my XP has restarted, you should see the XP client here. So rather than saying it's in a work group, it should be saying as well as it's in part of my domain rather than being part of a work group. So I restart with okay, now I need to log back in. I'm not gonna log back in using client XP. I'm gonna use my domain administrator to log back in. Said before, my client XP machine is no longer part of a work group, it's now part of my domain, and so is my server 2008. And if I go into my XP, well, XP hasn't fully started as yet, but that is basically it. So that is how you promote your server to a domain controller and, well, add a computer to the domain that you've created. That is all basically. Thanks for listening.